What's going on, guys? Welcome back to episode 3 of the New York Yankees podcast. I appreciate you guys coming back. I'm sorry for the delay. It's been pretty crazy around here. Before I do start this video, I do want to point out that I lost my voice at the Boston Marathon on Monday. Me and all my friends were out there screaming, yelling, in some drunken cheers. So do bear with me. I will do my best to pronunciate and just kind of throw all my words out there as I can. Now, I do want to kick off this video with the Red Sox Yankees brawl. Guys, this caused a huge stir in the MLB, and obviously I'm a Yankees fan, but like I said in every video, and I'll continue to say it, I want to be as unbiased as possible. So I'm going to go ahead and run through a couple videos here. I'm going to do some in full speed, and then I'm going to go ahead and run through them all, and then I'll go ahead and break it down for you guys, and then we'll get into my other points in the video. But that's just going to be the number one point. So let's go jump ahead into the video.
He shows bunt, pushes it to third. Devers will sling to second and get the out there. Runners will be safely on at first and third. I don't think Brock Cole was very hurt at all. And now both benches are emptying. And it looked like he took a swipe with that leg. When here come the bullpens as well. And
Austin in now, he's out right there. He's up, but look at that left foot come across. And he's up, but look at that left foot come across. And now, in my opinion, according to the new rules.
All right, so here we go. Just a simple bunt down the left side to Devers. Devers, the Holt's nowhere near the base path, right? So he's doing the right thing. Tyler Austin comes up with a very aggressive slide. They get in each other's face. They start yelling. Devers comes over, and eventually the benches are going to clear. Now, what I want you guys to watch for, okay, is Austin's his left cleat, okay? And to me, unbiased, his left cleat gets stuck in the ground right there and then pops up, right? So once your cleat gets stuck, you can't really, bring it back down as soon as you can. So to me, that should just be but he still did do it, right? I'm not arguing that at all. He still made the slide. It should have just been a simple, hey, that was a terrible slide. What's your deal, man? Austin should have just been cool about it and said, hey, man, my cleat got stuck. Sorry about it. And then they could have exchanged a couple words. If the bench is clear there, that's fine, right? That's something definitely warranted. A cleats up slide is nothing to, to take lightly. But I definitely think, Joe Kelly, the fourth pitch to Tyler Austin, the 7th of the inning, with a runner already on first. Why go hit him? Why not hit the first batter of the inning, right? If you're going to do it, hit the first batter on the first pitch, call it a day. But he doesn't. And for two guys like Tyler Austin and Joe Kelly to go ahead and go at each other like this, it's unwarranted. I think it's childish. I don't even think this is warranted for a baseball game, for major leaguers, guys. They fight over, way more things than this, right? This is such a childish fight to me, in my opinion, as a Yankees fan, right? And Tyler Austin, regardless if the slide was, involuntary or if it was voluntary, he still committed the slide. He still threw his cleat into Brock Holt, right? So it should, in my opinion, it should have ended there. It should have just been a couple words. You cursed at each other, tell them whatever you want, but then end it there. So I think this is gonna fire some fire up later in the series. All right, guys. Now that we jumped back from the video and you guys have heard my side of things, okay, I hope that clears everything up for you guys. I have a few talking points here, and I gotta say I'm not too happy with the Yankees right now. I mean, individually, yes, they are playing decently. Okay, they have an 8-8 record. Yeah, not red hot like MLB predictions have thought. However, individually, these guys are starting to heat up. Everything's starting to come around, and it looks good. But we need to figure out what that point is to where everything comes and meshes together. What needs to happen from this team, right? So, like I said, we had an 8-8 start. The Yankees lost 9-1 to the Marlins, okay? So, pretty much a farm team, okay? And it wasn't just a regular loss. It was a 9-1 loss. They had a lefty on the mound, okay? I forget his name. I do apologize for that. The lefty came out in his MLB debut last week and threw 6 no-hit innings and got pulled after 77 pitches. And Don Mattingly actually came out and said he still sticks by his decision to pull his starting pitcher. And then he came out through 5 no-hit innings against the Yankees and then ended up getting that win in a 9-1 victory against Masahiro Tanaka. Guys, that was big for the Miami Marlins. Let me tell you, that was a wild game. Definitely not one I wanted to see, especially because the night before that, their starting pitchers threw over 200 pitches, which was absolutely incredible. The Yankees have been playing some of the longest games I've ever seen just in my entire life. Just to kind of jump into things a little differently. So we did get picked up. I know I haven't really talked about a Road to the Show series. It's just kind of been, something to throw over these podcasts. But I did get called up to the Marlins. I did change my camera angle, and I absolutely love it. It's the meta's changed. I don't want to go too far into it, but it allows me to see the ball a lot better online and offline, and I'm really liking it. But other than that, let's hop into my first topic. It's going to be Sanchez heating up. So Sanchez had a 2-home run game in Boston in Game 2, I believe. Now, it was a very cold series. Luis Severino did not throw his best. David Price did not throw his best. But those guys have both bounced back and had some great starts. David Price won his last outing last night against the Los Angeles Angels, where Betts had 3 home runs, which was an incredible, incredible comeback for him. That's just a great thing for baseball in general. Severino came out and absolutely shut down the Marlins in 7 innings. And Aaron Boone had a great call, took him out, so there's no reason to keep him in. They were up 12-0. Again, another long game. Jimmy Fallon was in attendance, just a fun fact there. But yeah, Sanchez heating up, I feel like, is one of the biggest keys to this Yankee lineup, especially with, last time we were talking about Giancarlo struggling, and guys, not much has changed. Yeah, he strung a couple hits together, base hits, doubles. He even had a triple at Fenway, but consistency is low. And if you look at his numbers last year, though, here's the reason why I'm not too worried about it still. Okay, second to third week around the season, I'm still not worried about it, right? This guy was hitting a 223, I believe, or somewhere in the sub 250 range, right, with 3 home runs. Okay, and this is last year where he went on to become the NL MVP, right? So again, like I said every video, guys, let's not count him out. All right, you don't just boo, and he still gets booed. That absolutely amazes me. It could be a random game. He had 1 strikeout the other night. He started getting booed just because they were losing. It was incredible. I was losing my mind. It was tough to watch. But so Giancarlo, they're thinking about moving him down. I didn't really have this as a talking point, but I'm glad it kind of snowballed into that. Giancarlo, maybe he needs a couple days off. Maybe just let him, and that could really affect his mindset in New York, and that might really bring him down and bring down the confidence level at the plate. But I think, giving him a step back and having him take the time to just go over his approach, get extra reps in the cage before a game, go on a run, do something, and just take a day off or 2. So that could be an idea. I know that Aaron Boone came out and talked about dropping him down in the order, which is a very smart decision. I'm fine. I'm fine with it. I'm glad that he has a different approach to it, and he's not just going to continue to let Giancarlo Stanton struggle. So on to the next point. We got Judge stays hot. So Judge has put together some amazing at-bats, and this has continued. We talked about it a lot in the last series, in the last episode, where he was stringing together a lot of walks out of that 2-hole, really becoming a 2-spot guy, putting those home runs on the back burner and just getting on base. So his OBP is a 480 right now, which is incredible. He's hitting a 339 with 4 home runs. That is more than enough that we can ask for out of, Aaron Judge. And the sophomore slump comes into effect. I'm surprised nobody talked about it. I guess they don't want to jinx him. And obviously, I only watch Yes Network with Michael Kay and things like that. So they don't really talk about it too much, but that's always a factor, the sophomore slump. But he's coming out hot. And even though he's not blasting home runs 500 feet every other at-bat, this should not go under the radar. You know what I mean? I think right now it's a toss-up between Aaron Judge and Didi Gregorius, and Didi's been hitting out of the 4 and 5 spot, who's been providing, crazy power, crazy just stability, consistency, and I'll kind of just segue into that. Didi has the highest slugging percentage in the MLB right now with an 804, which is amazing. He also has had 2 multi-home run games in the past 15 games, and those were both this year. He's had 1 in the past 155 games. Okay, incredible. Absolutely incredible. Didi is really sprouting and really, topping his game in New York. And the trade, we won that trade, the Brandon Drury trade. We don't really know too much yet. He hasn't played, but definitely the Didi Gregorius trade, unbelievable. Now, the Yankees are leading the AL in errors with 17 as of yesterday. So that's kind of an interesting fact. So we have one of the best defensive shortstops probably in the entire MLB. I'm not too sure. I have to admit, I did not look too much into the error column for Didi. But from the games that I've seen, like I told you guys, I rarely miss games. I don't think I've missed one complete game this year. I've definitely seen at least a couple innings of every game. So I saw Didi had one last night. in the blowout loss. So, and it was just a throwing error, simple, no footwork kind of error. But the offense is there, and to have an offensive shortstop, yes, Jeter has a lifetime batting average of over 300, but Didi was the first Yankee shortstop to hit over 25 home runs, which is incredible. And I think my projections, he's still on pace for it. I said he was going to hit over, 25 home runs this year, and I think he's going to do it. So I'm super pumped up about that. Congrats to Didi. And, he really had, if you guys think about it, he really had to win New York over. So this is kind of like a Giancarlo Stanton thing. Imagine filling in for Derek Jeter. I'll be the first to admit, when he came in, I was like, I don't like this guy. I don't even know him. I didn't follow him on Arizona. I didn't even care. I was like, bring back Jeter. I don't care about this guy. What's he going to do? How is he going to win New York over? Right? And now we're 2 weeks into the season. This man's taking 2 curtain calls outside of the dugout from the bleacher creatures, right, in Yankee Stadium. Like, I love it. So even though there hasn't been much attendance in New York, I think that might have to do with the weather. I'm going to probably chalk that one up to weather. But the fans have remained loyal, and they're really getting behind Didi Gregorius, which is great. I absolutely love that about Yankees fans, minus the whole Giancarlo Stanton deal. All right, so I did show you guys the fight. I talked about a couple players. Now just a couple notes. I will be coming out with a franchise next episode, probably tomorrow. I want to just shoot out as much content as I can within these next couple days because I know I've been slacking just a little bit. I have been really busy. However, I do want to keep up with this channel, and I'm loving the support that you guys are showing me. Also, if you haven't already, I always say this in the beginning, but if you haven't already, guys, please like and subscribe. It really means a lot to me. The more likes and subscriptions that I get, it really pushes me to just make these videos and put a lot of effort into what I do, and that's what I love. So, I was going to just like a little topic before we go. Ellsbury has developed plantar fasciitis, which is, I looked it up. It has something to do with like your heel and the bottom of your foot. It's some kind of pain, and he's just accruing injuries as he goes by not even playing. This man's sitting on the bench. He's sitting in the hotel room and just absolutely just crippling as we speak. He's just a shriveling old man, and just the more and more that he's off the field, the more I hate him. You know what I mean? And the more that I just can't stand the guy. So we got Aaron Hicks back. He had the inside the park home run and an out of the park home run. I think it was the first Yankee to do that since like 1940s, which is pretty incredible. And that was on his comeback game. So it's good to have him back. If he can stay healthy, he's definitely the younger, more improved version of Jacoby Ellsbury. He also hits from both sides of the plate. He's very speedy. And yeah, one thing also, I can't believe I didn't write this down, guys. I'm actually mad at myself. So Ronald Torreyes has been getting a massive amount of playing time, right? Because Brandon Drury has been having those migraines, and they kind of switched up the infield a little bit. So they put over Torreyes at third base when Miguel Andujar DHs, and when he doesn't, they push Tyler Wade out at second base because he hasn't been doing anything either, right? So I'm glad, and that was actually a talking point, right? So if you go back to see when the past video was made, when I was talking about Torreyes, after that, Aaron Boone actually came out and said, he's really trying to get Torreyes some time, and he thinks that might be one of the best options at this time. And, Torreyes has been getting the RBIs. He's been putting together some good at-bats, and he's good defensively, you know what I mean? And like I said, I'll stick by this the entire year. I'll stick by this until Torreyes is no longer a Yankee, if that ever happens. But he's a better infielder. He's a better all-around player than Tyler Wade. I've said it since the beginning, guys. Like, go back and listen to my projections. A guy that hit a .59 or .89, whatever it was, in his 50-something at-bats, it's just rolled over to the next season, right? So all those projections from, MLB Network and Aaron Boone and the Yankees, and they keep giving him all this time to just, progress as a player. Like, just send him down. Let him get at-bats down there. See if he can do it. You know what I mean? He's a one-tool guy. He just got speed, and that's it. Like, yeah, he plays with a lot of fire, but for a guy that gets one hit every 25, every, 30, 40 at-bats, what's fire going to do for you? You know what I mean? You need somebody to ignite the guys like Ronald Torreyes does. He just tees off. The team just rallies behind him, and he, to me, he's just like an unsung hero, and I absolutely love it. But on that note, I think we're going to go ahead and cut the video. I will be working on the next episode of the Yankees franchise, so stay tuned for that, guys. And if you want to know when it comes out exactly, go ahead and subscribe. And if you haven't already, please like that video down below, right? So I might actually be, like, furthering this MLB The Show career, like the road to the show. Also, if you guys can give me some feedback before I send out my next franchise video, please, please, please do that. So right below, right now, I want you to go down in the comment section and let me know if you want me to do the OSFM roster update right away. So we have two options here. So I can go ahead and do the OSFM roster updates, which has all the minor league guys on it. I can restart and we could just, go there, restart it, and then we can have this franchise for a couple seasons, right? And I'll be more than happy to do that. Or I can stick with this current one. I can play through just this season or maybe one more, depending on what you guys want. And then we can go ahead and I can choose a new team and then do the OSFM rosters and then kind of just switch teams, midway through MLB 18 the show's lifespan, and then we can just get started from there. So like I said, go ahead in the comment section down below. Do that right now, please, while you're leaving a like down there, because I know you're going to do that. And let me know what you guys want to see. So I'm happy with doing either. I'm more than happy with doing either. Just let me know. And so until next time, until the next video comes out, I'll see you guys later. I appreciate the support.